Hello and welcome back to another month of releases that I'm excited about. This is going to be my March release radar. This is also my birthday month, so do with that what you will. It's going to be a pretty fun month and there's some really good releases, so I am already very excited for March. Let's just jump right into it then. On March 5th, is The Prisoner Throne by Holly Black. As we know, I am a big Holly Black fan. I have a shrine. I pray to the gods. She has delivered. My belief has not been in vain. This is her second book in the duet that follows up the Cruel Prince trilogy. The first book ended with kind of a bang, and you're kind of like, okay, what's gonna happen? So the fact that I get to find out so soon, wild. Crazy. If you don't already know about Holly Black, you need to enlighten yourself. I can't get too much into this one since it is like a context of a greater world, but just know my little heart is singing. I gave the first book 5 stars, and I'm sure I'm going to give this one 5 stars. I am so excited to see how this duet wraps up, to add 5 more versions of this book to my shelf. On March 12th, we have 3 releases. March 12th is getting crazy. So we have the 4th book in the Hades and Persephone series, I guess. You can't call that a trilogy. That is more than 3 books. I can do math. Okay, so this is A Touch of Chaos by Scarlett St. Clair. This has been long awaited. The last book in this series came out, I think, over 2 years ago, and that's when I read it. These are, I don't like to call a lot of romance books like easy reads or popcorn reads or imply they're less than for being a romance. So when I say that this is a popcorn read for me, just know that I mean it's a fun time. It's not exactly like something you should look at too closely, because you will see the cracks in the armor. Also on March 12th, we have A Grave Robbery by Deanna Rayburn. This is the 9th book in the Veronica Speedwell series. I love this series. This is a lady scientist and her reluctant partner in crime who end up getting mixed up in a bunch of murder investigations. And shenanigans ensue, a long-winded romance that like hurts. And you just root for these two and you want them to be together, but you also know there's bigger things at play. And the last book on March 12th, I'm also so excited about. Like, March 12th is really giving for me because I read the first book in this series probably 2 or 3 years ago now. This is a book that like has quietly been on my mind for years. I will think about specific scenes. I will think about themes. I will think about the message of the first book. I look up this author every few months to be like, okay, when is she gonna have a second book? Because I know I need it. Like, my brain is asking for more. This is Those Beyond the Wall by Micaiah Johnson. Speechless. I cannot wait to get my hands on this. This is a sci-fi thriller. This is about a woman who is dealing with the upcoming apocalypse. March 12th is really going to take me out. I don't know how I'm going to get to any of the books after this. On March 25th, we have Swift and Saddled by Layla Sage. This is the 2nd book in the series for Done and Dusted. These covers, I'm in love with them. She's gorgeous. I guess the actual series name is called Rebel Blue Ranch, but it's the Done and Dusted series to me. So this one is about a big city girl who ends up in like small town Wyoming, and she's a recent divorcee. She started building up her own interior design business, and she gets hired by a ranch. And that's where she meets a cowboy. And from reading the synopsis of this, he seems very golden retriever energy. Like, he really wants her right away. And she's reluctant because she just went through a divorce and she's trying to focus on her career. But of course, we know cowboy always wins. And then to take a pivot from a happy cowboy romance to Also on March 25th is The Homewrecker by Sarah Kate. This sounds absolutely unhinged. Like it's going to be angsty, a lot of drama. What I've read from her spoilers, it looks like a man goes to stay with a married couple and then cheating ensues. I think he ends up with both of them. What else do you really need to know? He's the homewrecker. On March 26th, we have The Perfect Guy Doesn't Exist by Sophie Gonzalez. This just sounds like a lot of fun. I think she has great, unique situations happening. In this one, a fanfic writer ends up somehow bringing to life the guy she writes fan fiction about, and he's from like her favorite TV show. And it's called A Friends to Enemies to Lovers. So this sounds like it's going to be completely unhinged. It does say it's queer, so I'm excited to investigate that. And then we have 2 more releases, both on March 28th. The first one is Darkest Sins by Neva Ache. This is the 9th book in a long Mafia series that I've been reading for a while now. These are pretty quick Mafia. They're like 250 pages and they tend to have disability rep. There's been a few in the series that don't work for me as well, but for the most part, this series is full of bangers for me. In this one, it looks like our main character ends up being saved by a mysterious man who takes a bullet for her. I will be reading. And also on March 28th, it's going to be Rope the Moon by Ava Hunter. This is just, I'm getting my cowboys back this month. Yeehaw. I really enjoyed the first book in this series, and I think it's only going to get better and better. We met all of the brothers in book 1. The only thing I'm a little hesitant about is this is a military hero, so I'm a little like, but in this one, our female main character ends up leaving this small town when she's younger, and her and the male lead used to be together, and I guess he didn't really stop her from leaving, so she decides to go, and then stuff happens in her life that leads her back to the small town where they were together, and they meet again, and this time she's pregnant with another man's baby. So, drama. I'm very excited to figure this all out, and I remember really loving the brothers and finding them all distinct from one another, so I'm hoping that this brother continues to give. I'm also very excited for other books in this series, because this isn't the book I totally wanted, because there was another brother in the first one that they kind of had already set up his romance, or like who you think his romance is going to be with, and I have questions about that one. I'm still thinking about it. It's been months. My brain is like, what's happening between them? You need to tell me their story. So Ava Hunter needs to get to writing so that I can find out more. But I'm hoping maybe I get a few more teases, because I believe the way I just remembered the brother's name that I care about, his name is Wyatt. So hopefully I get some Wyatt crumbs in here so that I can, you know, be even more excited for her next release. So those were all of the books that I'm excited about in March. Let me know if there's something you're excited about in March that I didn't say here, because I hate to have FOMO. So save me the grief. And thanks so much for watching.